Thank you. Ms. DeLauro.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I was delighted, Madam Secretary, to hear you talk about a worker-centered department, as it should be, and that's also true of our trade agreements, need to be worker-centered as well. You promised, and I quote, to bring back jobs to the United States. But one of your first acts as Secretary was canceling all projects funded by the Bureau of International Labor Affairs, ILAB, including the countless projects to make sure Mexico fulfills its labor commitments under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement, which was done with President Trump, helped deal with negotiations with several others, but that was passed into law by the president. Cutting these grants amounts to waving a white flag to countries that will steal many American manufacturing jobs from us because it allows foreign companies to cheat, to undercut American jobs. They have lower wages, no labor standards, etc. You get it. You understand that. American workers are counting on you to monitor and enforce USMCA labor commitments so that they do not lose the places to places with weaker labor standards and institutions. But you and Elon Musk's Doge account characterize these grants as, quote, America last, end quote. Now, my question is, I'm going to read some of the USMCA projects you canceled. Tell me how they are America last from your perspective. Strengthening government labor law enforcement in Mexico.
You want me to answer individually as you go? Well, thank you again. And I know, and I appreciate the passion that you have for 30 years that you're serving. I have the exact same passion in just the short amount of time because of my years of experience. So I look forward to working with you on all these issues. Our goal is to restore accountability and through ILAB and focus the taxpayer dollars for the American worker and business. And that has been my focus from the beginning. For one of their instances, working with USTR, Jameson Greer, in order to address the issues in Mexico. We will be working this out together because we're on the same subcommittee together. Ranking member, and we will be focused on that.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm just
No, no problem.
These projects have been canceled. Strengthening government labor law in Mexico, a government of Mexico approach to combating child labor, engaging Mexico's auto sector employers in labor law reform implementation. These projects have been canceled. So how do we then deal with maintaining what ILAB does or did is making sure that American workers are not left behind, which is, it looks to me like that's where you are going with this. And I'll ask you about Ambassador Greer. Did he or anyone else dealing with trade, was he consulted? Was he involved in the discussions before these programs were canceled?
Well, a couple of things. One that I want to comment on. You couldn't be more incorrect in saying that I don't care about child labor or I don't care about what happens with these agreements. Number two.
But why then cancel the program?
But number two, I do have to recommend and say to you all that because these are subject to litigation, I really can't talk about the specific grants. I know you know that. And it's no disrespect. I just want you to know.
And I have no disrespect as well.
No frustration that I have.
If we're
as a
committed
former congressman,
to dealing
I wish
with
I could share with you
forced
if they weren't
labor,
subject to litigation.
child labor, labor reform, all that benefits American workers, doesn't put them at a disadvantage, is being scuttled, is done, and we can get no answer as to why that's the case. So my view is that mission is gone. We're not going to be there to protect American workers. Let me move to another.
American workers. That is my first and foremost focus.
Yes, well, here, but you can have a focus, but your actions have got to tie in with your focus. If your actions are contrary to your focus, then you're not meeting the mission. Okay, let me talk about National Apprenticeships Day this year. You stated that you, quote, will personally ensure that the Labor Department is helping to fulfill our bold goal of exceeding 1 million active apprentices. I'm for that. Registered apprenticeship programs work. They're the best. However, last week, you celebrated with Elon Musk's Doge account as you canceled more than 24 women in the apprenticeship and non-traditional occupations grants, WANTO, which is administered by the Women's Bureau, and it supports women in trades like construction and manufacturing, including a grant to North Carolina nonprofit that works with local builders, trains women to enter the construction fields in Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, a grant to a Biloxi, Mississippi nonprofit that trains women for construction jobs. You are decimating the Women's Bureau and WANTO grants that help women gain vital skills and better paying jobs. Madam Secretary, women make up less than 25% of the workforce in these trades. Why should we believe that your promises on active apprenticeships when you and Elon Musk are canceling the grants designed to help women fill in-demand jobs in communities nationwide?
Well, thank you. And you should believe me because I am a woman and I am in the workforce and I do care about all American workers. And we will be focused on those in the Labor Department as well. And statutorily, the Women's Bureau is in statute.
Yes, it is.
We will work hard to focus on all American workers. And I cannot say more than that on that grant cuts because it is subject to litigation.
Well, I would just
So
say
thank you.
this. If we're going to help women become more than 25% of the folks in those in-demand jobs, then the programs that Elon Musk and yourself and the president are terminating, then that does not meet the goal. So aside from litigation, it is not going to work to help women in the workforce. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.